We discussed with security installers, security consultants, specialists, integrators, if they were doing project documentation for security system projects. We got multiple answers, honestly. Some people are doing them, but they mostly do them on request. So if the user asks for a project documentation, they will do it. Otherwise, they don't really see any use on doing project documentation. So today, we want to show you that there is real use in doing a project documentation because you can use it on yourself for case study, but also for the end user, you can keep it for any type of scalability he wants to do in the future projects, so upgrading a system. And we will also give you a template to use, so you can go on our website, you will see it on the description below, to take this template and actually use it for your own projects. So I will guide you on a step-by-step basis on every pages that you will find on a project documentation for security systems project. Let's get to it. If you're new in the security field, you might not know what a project documentation is, so you will learn in the same way. And this actually comes from one of our viewers, so big shout out to Alex for giving us his project documentation for a real project that he did in the past. All right, so first page, this is pretty common. You see it as a cover of a book. It needs to be attractive. It needs to represent the project itself. So ideally, you have your logo, the customer name, address, and the photo of a picture of the building. So it shows what projects you are working on, and it's a good way to showcase what it will look like. If we go towards the next page, again, really basic, your logo again, and the table of content. That might seem like, yes, of course, a table of content, but some people skip that part, and it's actually really helpful. Because if you're doing it through web, you have to navigate through the document because the document can be very long, and maybe the end user just wants to see what's installed in there. So from the table of content, it will click on the blueprint and sheets, blueprints and schemes, or maybe on the data sheet below, and you will skip the rest. Everybody's different. Some people like to go through everything, some people just some small steps. So table of content, great way to work towards that. Now, part one, that's a good first part because if the end user needs to contact the right person, all the information is in there. And you will see that this is why you're doing a project documentation, because the end user, if he has a questions, if he wants to upgrade his system, he knows where to look. So first page, contact and services. So having the project manager, lead technicians, and the office. So all the information in there with the service as well. Well, you can contact them directly if you have any kind of questions. Then we go on the next page, which is the description of the project you're doing. Again, I say you can use this as a case study because it gives a good overview that you understand the project. It's not just another project you're doing. Explaining that you will use what kind of CCTV system, what kind of access control, are they integrated together? All these kind of stuff shows that you are a professional security installer. And again, it just helps you for future projects to showcase, again, that you are a specialist in that field. If we move forward, and this is the most important part on the project documentation, it's the blueprints and schemes. So as you can see here, Alex did a great job of showcasing how the building will be equipped. On the left, you have the levels of the building. So whether it's on the 13th floor or in the third basement. So it's separated in a vertical way to really understand how the setup would work. You have then the communication cabinets with the PoE switch. So how many switches you have per level, and all the cameras that will be found on that level. Again, as you can see, you have, for example, FL18, that means floor 18, you would have 3 cameras, and so on. So you have all the details, gives you a good global view of what's being installed in that building. If we move forward, we have the door scheme, so how it would work with the access control itself. Again, everything you see the graphics here, you can do them yourself. You can use Visio, which comes with Microsoft. You can also do them through AutoCAD. There's multiple software that you can use to build this kind of image. And it's not complicated, honestly, to use them. Alex actually put some nice notes under every page so you can follow through if you're using that template. Then controller scheme, here is just explaining exactly what technology you've been using. So here you have the main controller, so the arrows are pointing towards the expanders, the battery, dip switch, and all the information about the access control itself. So let's say the end user wants to change something about the access control, he can refer to that document to show if it is a new technicians that come on site, what has been installed on his building. So it's a good reference point so the technician doesn't have to go look around and find all the information by himself. And all of this, again, can be pretty much downloaded from the manufacturer website. So if you're dealing with a specific manufacturer, all these images that you see, so if we look at mostly the products, you can find them on their website, whether it's on the user manual or directly on the product page. So it's nothing too complicated to achieve. All you need to do is go to the right place. Now we're going to do on communication rack scheme. Similar to all the other stuff, it's showing how the rack will be mounted. So you have your typical rack and you have the main core rack in that example. And here it showcases all the NVR that would be set up on the rack. Also that you will need a UPS to have it work. And all the central servers also. And you even have the optic fiber panels. So showcasing that you will need optic fiber cables for that specific installation. Speedgate. Now again, it depends on the project. This is just showing what kind of Speedgate would be used in the project itself. And now the testing results. This is an important part. Alex is using linkware from Fluke Networks to test his cable. It is a good way to show that you're using the right cable for your networking. So this is all about bandwidth again and making sure that the systems works with the distance you install the cable with. So you can go to the Fluke Network website that we will also put in the description. They sell a bunch of tools for you to test your cables. As you can see, a little bit more details about the testing itself. And if you're wondering, again, why having all this matter? Well, it's for you. If you are the main installer on a project and you come back there 4 years from now, you may not remember what you installed, what kind of cable you installed, what access control. Technology changed so fast that you may not remember everything. So having this at end just shows a plus value for you in a future project and also for the end user at the end of the day because it shows that you are professional. Now, not everybody does this, but you can also do your network address table. That means every level, every floor you see which NVR is controlling what. And also you have all the network address of the cameras and the clients. That's really helpful if you ever installed camera or if you ever overtook a project. Sometimes finding the right IP address just doesn't work because it was done all over the place. So it doesn't respect the right order of the IP network and you have to do it all over again. If you have this table so you know on which range the IP cameras are set, it's really easy to find. Again, this is to saving you time for future projects. And then, like I said, all the camera addresses are in the table. You have the username and information there. Some safety instruction. This is to back you up if something happens. Everything is written in there. And finally, the last part is the data sheet. Again, if you dealt with a specific manufacturer, it is really easy to get. And it gives all the information you need to the end user. So if he wants to do his own research, well, he takes your document, he go to the manufacturer website, he look at the product, and he can see for himself that, okay, yes, this is good for me. Okay, maybe I can change that. And it's not that much work for you to change the data sheet afterward because honestly, it's a quick Google search will lead you to it. You put every product that you're going to use on there. So again, as you can see, it's just the detailed data sheet that you find on the manufacturer website, so you don't have any work to do. You just take the PDF, put it on there, and all the information is at the same place. Again, why are you doing this? It elevates your work. It shows that you're a professional. It helps for future installation. It helps the end user scale his project if he needs to change something. It's just a way of showing that you're professional again, because when we're doing case studies, and that's mostly the case for installers, you do a case study, you install some stuff, and then you move on to the next project. But what's the proof? What you did there, how can you show it without actually going on site? This is a nice way to show it without going on site. And it's a nice way showing what kind of product you use too. So it shows that you're also up to date with any kind of technology that is out there in the security field. Before we end this video, I just wanted to quick shout out to all our viewers that shared their story with us. So when we discuss with installers and professionals in the security field, one of them is actually doing an installation in New York right now, and he's doing a building that has been constructed back in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a 40 floor of intercom that he has to update, so to change the equipment on there. And when you went to the end user to ask for any kind of project documentation, he was welcome with nothing. So it's a waste of time for him to find all the wires, to redo everything. And even if it's not fun. You're wasting your time, you're wasting the time of the end user, and nobody wins in that case. Again, you're doing a project documentation for yourself and also for the end user. Everybody wins in that scenario. So quick shout out to Alex for building this document. You can again find it on pipl.systems. We'll put the link in the description below. Our goal is to elevate everyone in security, create educational content to help you reach other levels, and we think this is a good example of what you can do for future projects to win your bids. So to win these projects and being able to flourish in your installation profession. All right, guys, see you on the next one.